What really happens when life ends? Do we actually die, or do we simply transition to another state of existence? Scientist Tatiana Chernigovskaya reveals something that could change everything you thought you knew about life and death. What she discovered may prove that death is not the end, but a transition to something much greater. Get ready, because what you are about to hear could be terrifying. There's something hidden behind this that you never imagined. And I'm going to tell you now. Very few experts know about this, and even fewer have the courage to reveal it. This is the secret that great masters have guarded for decades. Now, I want to know where you are watching from. Write it in the comments below and share your thoughts about this secret. Are you ready to know the truth? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell for more revelations like this one. Now that you know what's coming, are you prepared? Let's begin. And don't go anywhere. You'll be surprised. What happens when we die? The line between life and death, as we understand it, marks the end of our physical existence. Traditional science views death as the cessation of brain activity, the moment when consciousness ceases to exist. But what lies beyond this line? What happens to our consciousness after we die? Chernigovskaya challenges this conventional view and proposes something surprising. Consciousness is not confined to the brain. According to her findings, consciousness may continue to exist after death, perhaps in a completely different way, in another form, or even in another dimension. Reincarnation and the continuity of the soul. Now, you might wonder, does consciousness continue after death? Chernigovskaya dares to affirm that it does, suggesting that our minds might exist in a new form. She proposes that reincarnation could be a reality, a form of soul continuity, where we revisit previous experiences in new existences. For many, this is an ancient belief, but what Chernigovskaya discovered could finally bring science into the realm of spirituality and reincarnation. Her revelations might confirm everything you've heard about past lives, offering a new perspective on what, until now, seemed like mere theory. Reincarnation, the truth they don't want you to know, exploring memories of past lives. Have you ever wondered if our souls truly continue after death? Many people worldwide claim to remember past lives, reliving memories of distant times and places, some even with such specific details that defy any rational explanation. These experiences could be seen as mere coincidences, or perhaps a phenomenon beyond our current understanding. The theory of reincarnation, long treated as an ancient or religious belief, gains a new perspective when analyzed through the lens of Tatiana Chernigovskaya's scientific discoveries. She suggests that yes, these past life memories might be real and are tied to the continuity of consciousness, which is not limited to a single existence. Scientific revelation on the cycle of life and death. But what Chernigovskaya revealed goes beyond mere theory. She brought forth scientific discoveries that might confirm reincarnation is not just an ancient belief, but a fundamental part of the cycle of life and death. According to her research, we all go through multiple existences, not merely as a way to live again, but as an opportunity to learn and evolve with each life. Science may finally have found the key to explaining how and why this happens. What she discovered could completely change the way we understand life, death, and our very existence. The body and the soul. What really happens after death? The meeting of science and spirituality. Science and spirituality have always been seen as two distinct, often opposing worlds. However, Tatiana Chernigovskaya has managed to unite these two approaches, proposing a revolutionary idea. The physical body is merely a temporary vessel. It serves its purpose while we are alive, but after death, the soul, or consciousness, continues its journey. According to her findings, the soul does not vanish with the death of the body, but moves on to other dimensions, or even enters a new body, starting a new cycle of learning and evolution. Discussion on the transmigration of the soul. What if death is not the end, but merely a change in form? The concept of the transmigration of the soul, discussed in various cultures throughout history, might be more real than we imagine. Chernigovskaya suggests that instead of disappearing, our soul continues its journey, reincarnating in another being. The transition between one life and another would then be a continuous process of spiritual evolution, and reincarnation would not just be a belief, but a logical explanation for the continuity of consciousness. What Chernigovskaya revealed might finally offer us the answer to one of humanity's oldest questions: what really happens after death? Scientific evidence, reincarnation, and life after death are not just myths. Exploration of scientific research on the beyond. For decades, science has been trying to understand the inexplicable phenomena that occur after death. Research on near-death experiences, NDEs, and cases of children who remember past lives have challenged the traditional view of death as the definitive end. Scientists such as Raymond Moody, Bruce Grayson, and Ian Stevenson have investigated these phenomena, collecting accounts from people who claim to have visited other dimensions or remembered past lives with astonishing details. The question is, are these accounts merely coincidences, or is there something more behind them? Tatiana Chernigovskaya, with her discoveries, offers a revolutionary explanation for these mysteries, suggesting that consciousness, far from being limited to the physical body, may continue its journey after death, in a new form or even in another dimension. Impactful cases. There are many impactful accounts that support this theory. People who have gone through near-death experiences claim to have crossed tunnels of light, visited other planes of existence, or encountered spiritual beings. Some even report reliving their past lives with details so specific that they cannot be explained by coincidence or imagination. These accounts can be linked to Chernigovskaya's theories, which suggest that death is not an end, but a transition to another state of consciousness. According to her, the soul or consciousness does not disappear, but continues its path, possibly reincarnating in another body or continuing its evolution in a new dimension. What Chernigovskaya revealed may finally provide a logical explanation for reincarnation and life after death, proving that these phenomena are not merely myths or ancient beliefs, but a fundamental part of our process of existence. Have you lived before? The possibility of past lives, memories of past lives. Imagine for a moment that you carry with you memories of previous lives, experiences that do not belong solely to your current body, but to your soul, which transcends time and space. This concept, although mystical, is increasingly being investigated by science, and Tatiana Chernigovskaya brings a new perspective on this. According to her findings, it is possible that consciousness is not confined to the present moment, but that it stores and carries memories of other lives. What would this mean for you? Could everything you have experienced so far, fears, passions, lessons, be mere echoes of past lives carried by your soul? What if your current life is just a small part of an eternal journey, where you have walked paths before, with another body, other identities? Wow, effect. Now stop and think. What if everything you have done in this life had already been lived by you before? What you are experiencing may not be the first time your soul has gone through this cycle. It may be that you have lived other lives with other faces in other times. How would you feel knowing that your choices, encounters, and even challenges might have a connection with something much greater, something that surpasses time and physical existence? This possibility could completely change your perception of who you are and the meaning of your journey. The beyond is near. What Chernigovskaya discovered may prove the mind never dies, continuation of consciousness after death. What if consciousness were not something simply produced by the brain, as traditional science teaches us? Tatiana Chernigovskaya, in her research, proposes a revolutionary theory. Consciousness is an independent entity, not tied to the physical body, and it continues its journey even after death. This means that when the body dies, our consciousness does not disappear, but continues its path to a new form of existence. The mind, according to Chernigovskaya, is immortal. What she discovered may finally confirm what many cultures and spiritual traditions have always believed. Death is not the end, but a transition to another phase of life. The beyond as a new dimension. This theory opens up extraordinary possibilities about what happens after death. For Chernigovskaya, the beyond may not be a single reality, but a new dimension of existence. She suggests that we are merely in one of many forms of existence that consciousness can explore. Just as some spiritual traditions speak of spiritual realms or parallel dimensions, Chernigovskaya's research may align with these beliefs, proposing that after the death of the physical body, our consciousness may cross into another plane, a reality beyond our current perception. What she reveals could completely transform our view of life, death, and what truly exists after the end of the physical cycle. What will you do with this truth? Now that you know what Chernigovskaya has revealed, the question remains, are you ready to accept that death is not the end, but merely a passage to something greater? What would you do if you knew you had lived before and could live again? Do the choices you make today have a deeper meaning than you imagine? If consciousness is immortal, what is the true purpose of our existence? The truth may be more powerful and transformative than you think. Challenge. Now think about it. Have you ever had a dream or a déjà vu feeling that you cannot explain? That strange feeling of being in a place for the first time but feeling like you've been there before? What if this is an echo of a past life, a memory from another existence? What can these experiences really tell us about the continuity of our soul and our journey?